Hey guys, I'm back. Got everything cleaned up, I think. So now this is part 2 of today's live stream. This is going to be the Mrs. Claus apron that we're going to do. I'm just going to wait a few minutes just to see if anyone's coming in from the first tutorial. Taking a sip of coffee. I'm so excited, you guys, about these boards. So this was the board we did for the Santa. Okay, so this is the modified shirt board. And then this is the board that we're going to be using for the apron. And this is the modified dress board that I designed. So this is the picture of what we're going to be creating today. It pairs so nicely with the Santa board. You can hang them side by side. You could put them on wreath stands for your holiday parties. They're so, so cute. So let me get started on, let's do the setup of the board first. Okay. So here is the dress board. Okay. And I'm going to turn it over so that you can see our placement of our zip ties. Okay, I'm just going to bring this up a little bit. There we go. So you can see we have our rows 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and then 2. So on row 10 for this design, we're going to be filling the outer 2 holes. We're skipping. We're filling these 2 holes. We're skipping, and then we're filling the center hole. We're going to go up to row 9. We're going to have 3 sets here. So we're doing the 2 outer and the middle. Next row up, row 8, same thing. Row 7, same thing. So when we get up to row 6, we're actually going to be filling, oopsies. Forgot I didn't have that in there. So we're going to be filling these 2 outer sets of holes. Okay, so we got 1, 2, and then we're actually going to be putting in like a double loop here. So we're going from the second hole over to the middle hole there. We're filling the middle, and then we're doing the same exact thing on the other side. So we have the outer regular holes, the holes next to them, and then we're adding a double loop here. So we're doing the second one in to the center hole. We're doing 3 on the next row, the 2 outers and an inner. Same up here, 2 outers, inner, and then the very top we're doing 2. Okay, and I'll have a template for this as well. In the description I did put the supplies, but I will put a template. I know a few people had asked about that, so I'll definitely get those made up for you. And like I said, I'll either put them on my page or my website so that you have access to them. Okay, so I'm going to flip this over, and then let's go through our petals. So pretty similar, that little square petal that we kind of did before. And then we're just doing a larger one. So there's only really 2 types of petals for this one. So for this design, we're going to be using poly burlap. Okay. You're going to cut your square to a 10 by 10. This we're going to be doing, I just call it my half circle because I don't even know if there's a name for it, but other people have done this. I didn't create the petals. But you're basically going to take your top point, you're going to bring it to your center. You're going to bring your bottom point, bring it to your center. And then I just kind of keep my thumb right in the middle there, and you're just folding it over, and it'll look like an envelope. Okay. And then I turn it over. And what I want is I want about a 4-inch petal. Okay, so I usually will place it down here. And then you're just going to scrunch. Okay, you're going to scrunch up here. So it kind of forms like a little, I call it half circle, but I don't even know what you would call it, but you're going to put your zip tie on the end. And then we don't need this little piece. Okay, so we're going to cut that piece. And we're going to take that. Okay. So that's going to be the first type of petal that we're going to be doing. Just like that. Okay, so we're going to be doing that. Let me see how many we're going to be doing of each. I kind of wrote them down for you. So as we go here. So for these, you're going to need 4 of these large ones. And then we're going to do 8 of the small squared that we did before when we did the Santa suit. Okay. And I'm going to show you how to do these small ones again. So for this poly burlap, you're going to use 4 of these large ones, and we're going to make 8 of the small ones. So basically all you're going to do is you're going to take your mesh, you're going to cut a 10 by 10. And what's nice about this is that you don't have to wood burn it because you're not seeing the edges. Okay. So you're just going to cut, and we're going to make that petal that we've made before. Okay. Take your top to your middle, bottom up to the middle. You're going to do 1 more fold and 1 more fold. So it's going to look like that. And then you're flipping it over, turning it, and then scrunching for a 4-inch petal. Okay. So those are the 2 type you'll need for the poly burlap. I'm just getting a couple little zip ties here. Okay. And again, you're going to just clip the zip tie and clip your little end off here. Okay. So that's the petal we'll need. And we're going to need 8 of those. Okay, so that's it for that one. Next we're going to use is our red fabric mesh. Okay. And basically we're doing the same 2 types of petals that we just did with the poly burlap. Okay. So we are going to do 6 of the large half circles. And I'm just going to show you that one again here quick. You're just going to put your hand in the middle and you fold it over, and it kind of looks like an envelope. Okay. Looks like that. And I just turn it, and I'm going to scrunch it at a 4-inch mark there to create my petal. So we're going to make 6 of these, and then we're going to make 3 of the small ones. Okay. Like we did with the poly burlap there, we're going to make 3 of those. Okay. I'll put that aside. And then we have I love this mesh. This is probably my favorite mesh is the white snowdrift. We're doing the same exact thing. Okay. We're going to have 8 large petals. Okay. And I just call these my large half circle petals. I guess you could probably call it envelope petals or. Okay. So that's all you do to make that. And then we're going to be doing 6 small ones. Okay. And I'll have all that listed for you in the template too, so that you know how many of each you need. Okay. So again, with this, it's 8 large, 6 small. You're going to need your red bling rope again. Okay. This we will be cutting to a 12-inch. Okay. Just like that. We'll just cut our 12-inch now. Okay, so we have our 12-inch, and that's our red bling rope. We are also going to need, I just ordered, I ran out, but just to show you, they're the 5 by 7. They're like the little burlap gift bags that you can get on like Amazon and whatnot. I don't know if Dollar Tree carries them, but they're 5 by 7. And what I did, if you see the picture, I actually used my Cricut machine and I made a design on it that I wanted. So you could, if you have a Cricut, you could make your own designs on here. And this is just going to be for the front part of the apron. Okay. Just to give it a little something, but I liked the fact that I could do my own little thing on there. And then you're going to need 1.5-inch ribbon. Okay, I made a little bow ahead of time, so that wouldn't take up too much time. And it's just a simple little bow, just 1 loop on each side with your loop in the center. Okay, and it looks like these are about 4-inch, about 4-inch loops. Okay, just so you have that. I'll put that aside. And then I have just some different greenery, Christmas greenery, that we're going to add to the side of the apron once we're done. Okay. And we are going to have our mop, or Dollar Tree mop again. Okay. And those are our supplies. So let's get started. We'll start putting our mesh petals on here. Hey guys, I'm back again. Wasn't happy with how I left you guys when we did the live with the placement for the petals for Mrs. Claus's apron. So I kind of reworked and went through my design again because I know I totally screwed up where to put the placement of the petals. So I'm going to just go through that again. This is what the back of your board looks like. Okay. So we're going to start off. Our first petal here to the bottom row left is going to be one of our poly burlaps. Okay. I'm just going to turn the board sideways because it's easier to pull the zip ties. Then we're going to do the outer one here for the poly burlap. Okay. Then we're going to do a fabric mesh here. And we're going to do a fabric mesh right next to that. And then we're going to put another poly burlap in the middle. Okay. So here we have for row 10, we have poly burlap, fabric, poly burlap, fabric, poly burlap. And just put them in the order that I put them in, because then it'll layer them for you. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do row 9, and we're going to start with a white in the outer. We're going to put a white in this other outer, and we're going to put a red fabric in the middle. Okay, so row 9, we have a white, a red, and a white. Okay. Row 8, we're going to put a white on the outside again, a white on the other outside, and we're going to put a red fabric in the middle again. Okay. So that's row 8 is white, red, white, and these are the larger petals that we made. Okay, so for row 7, we're going to do the same. So we're going to do our white, and do our white, and we're going to do a red in the middle. And this is where I totally messed myself up, and I'm sure I messed you guys up this next one as well. Okay, so we're looking at it this way. This is row 6. Okay, we're going to start in this far left, and we're going to put another one of the white. And then we're going to go to the far right and put one of the larger white. And then we're going to go into the middle, okay, this middle, and we're going to put a fabric red, okay, like that. And I'm going to get these zip ties out of the way so I do not confuse anybody. Okay, next what we're going to do is we're going to take our red fabric, okay, and we're going to do on this left-hand side, okay, this is the same row, row 6, we're going to add a red fabric petal here and a red fabric petal next to the white ones. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add some zip ties, and I'm going to add one more to the center one here, okay? So I'm going to put a zip tie, and this is going to go on the other side of the red one into the center hole. And we don't need that right now, but I'm just going to put these in here so I can show you. Center hole. and then the second hole from the left. Okay. If you look at the, whoop, no. That one was up here. I must not have zip tied that one all the way there. Okay. So we're going to be doing this right here. So we're going from the center hole to the second one from the edge. Same here, center hole, second one from the edge. We're going to use those in a little bit. And then we're going to also add a zip tie to the center again. Okay. And this is going to be our next petal. So this is going to be a poly burlap, and we're putting that right on top of those two red petals that we did and over an existing petal. Okay. All right, so then the next thing we're going to do is, I'm just going to make sure now that I'm doing it correctly. So we're going to go up to this row here, and this is on row 5. We're going to take 2 white petals, 2 of the small white petals, and we're going to be putting them in that left zip tie. Okay, so you're going to put 2 together in the same zip tie. And then we're going to do the same. So if we look this way, these outer holes here, we're going to take 2 and we're going to put them in there. Okay. And then just pull that tight. Okay, so this is so far, this is what row 5 is going to look like. Okay, just like that. So the next petals that we're going to put in is going to be, we're going to put a poly burlap, one of our squared ones there, right in the center. Okay. And we're just going to kind of go like this for right now. All right. So we have 2, 1, and 2. Now we're going to go up to this top part here. Okay. So we're going to just start on the top left. This is going to be a poly burlap, a plaid, and then we're going to do another plaid. Okay, so now we have our top 2 in. The next row we're going to do is row 4, and we're going to put a white one on the outside. We're going to put a poly burlap in the middle, and then we're going to put another white one on the outside. Hopefully this will make it a little bit better for you for the placements. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go back over and we're going to add zip ties to where our white ones, the 2 whites that we put in together in the same hole. And then we're going to be adding a poly burlap, the plaid. Okay. And we're going to do that on the other side as well. And again, it's over the ones where we put the 2 white ones in. And we're going to add a poly burlap. And these are facing upward. Okay, and then the next one we're going to do is we're going to put this one in the middle. And that's again going over the existing one that we put in. And we're going to put a red fabric one in here. Okay. And I can put that one to the back if you wanted to, or just leave it. And then the last 2 petals that we're going to put in, we're actually going to be going, this is where we put in down here our zip ties already. Okay. So this is the one that's in that large gap. Okay. That's why it was easier to put them in, you know, prior to that. So we're going to put these in here. Just like that. And that white one's going to hide it. Plus we're going to be putting the band over there so you won't see it. Okay. And then we're going to go to this side again where we have those two, the larger holes there. Put that in. And there we go. So that is much better. And then what we were going to do, we'll continue where we put our band around it, and it's going to go right over here is going to be where our waist is. Okay, so I hope that clarifies a little bit better. We are going to take we'll do our waist first. So here's our lovely mop again. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this, let me get my picture out here. We're going to put this around the waist. And just for demo purposes, I'm going to just glue it. Okay, so just pull it tight. And we're just going to glue it in the back here. You could put those zip ties through it. But that drove me nuts showing it to you guys that way. So I'm just going to glue it this time. I think that's a little bit easier at the moment. Okay, just like that. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of my ribbon that I'm going to use. And I cut this piece at 14 inches. And I'm just going to kind of go right over that. And I'm going to kind of do it to the side. So it'll be your left side. And I'm just going to kind of overlap this and glue it. And that's just kind of right in the center of our fur there. So if we turn it over, I'm just going to pull it so that it's centered. So you see the fur up and below it like that. Okay, so that's our waistline there. Let's see, Cindy, have you made an angel with this board? I have not, but it's definitely on my radar. I can tell you that. I made the angel wings last year, and I really loved doing those. Somebody else was telling me when I first did the boards that there's somebody that makes angels on, I think, by putting some of the Unique in the Creek boards together, but I don't know who that is, but I bet I could make some really cute ones on these boards. So now for the bottom part, this was the mop head that we had. So basically what I did is I cut it in half, but I didn't cut it all the way through, and then I zip tied it so it was one long thing here. And for this one, what I did was I kind of did it just underneath. So I kind of just, if we stick it like this and just zip tie it to the back, because I think if we, let's see if we could tuck it under here, if it would look good. Yeah, because you lose, if I do it like this, you lost the whole bottom part. So what I basically did is I flipped it over, and then I'm just basically zip tying this, or again, you can glue it. I'm going to try to glue it for this demo, just to see how that works, because we can actually, we're going to cut the ends off. I probably will just zip tie just to this middle part here. So I'm going to go do it like this. I'm going to go down. I'm going to try, let's try a screwdriver this time. Let's see. Oh, that was easier. So I'm just going to go down. And then I'm going to go through the two red mesh here. And then I'm going to come back up through this. I feel like that was much easier with a screwdriver. So just remember, this is upside down. The fluffy part is going to be on your back side here. Actually, I might be able to. So you can either glue it at this point. So I'll put a little glue on here. Don't glue your fingers. And I'm just going to glue that and see how it looks. Because then what we can do is we can just kind of glue these down here and actually give it a little bit of a curve, I think, here. So I'm just going to glue. Just going to glue these little center parts down right here too. Because then we don't have to cut it and we can keep those nice little cute little curved edges there. Let's try that. Let's see if that worked. Let's turn it over here. Oh, that worked. Perfect. And then it kind of just will stay with the bottom here. So if you just kind of do that zip tie in the middle and then do the glue for the other parts, I think we'll be okay. But if you want to zip tie it just to kind of hold it in place better, you could just do the zip ties like we did, you know, like we did for the center part. You could just do the same thing with the zip ties through here. Okay. And that is that part. So we have our cute little apron. Okay. Then what we're going to do, we're almost there. This is where I took the apron part here. And basically what I did was I took it and just kind of put it right on the front here. And then I just flipped it over. And what you could do is just put little zip ties, okay? This obviously don't go by the colors because this would not be the color apron I would be using, but I just want to show you. Just put on the outer zip tie, on the outer hole there in the board, just zip tie each side to it and just go right through the loop on your bag string. And that'll hold that in place. And like I said, I did my own little Cricut design on it. You could probably find like pre-made bags. So that it's going to kind of just sit like that. And I'm just going to pull this one a little bit tighter here. Okay. So there's that. That's going to kind of just be kind of like right under there like that. And I was thinking too, if you kept it like this, if you wanted to, you could put like little like wooden spoons, you know, a little roller. I'm not a baker, sorry. So a pin roll thing. You know, you could add something in there if you wanted to. Or you could just leave it like that, either or. Leave it tucked underneath the ribbon like that. And then what I'm going to do is I made, like I said, a little bow. So all I'm going to do is take my pipe cleaner and I'm going to stick it down through the side here of where we attach the ribbon. Okay, right on the side here, above the, it's above the white fur there. So it's just in between that and the ribbon. And then you can just kind of center it how you want it. Thinking right about here might be good, off to the side. And then just tighten your zip tie. And then we're just going to cut that. Okay, so you won't even see that, not zip tie, your mesh thing here. Okay, so you have your little ribbon. Just like that. Okay. Just kind of hold it up for you to see it. So you could put that wherever you want to put it. And then what I did was I just kind of added some greenery and stuff right in here because you have spots in here where you can slide and glue greenery in. So I have, there's just some of this, like little Christmas greenery. Grab my, and just kind of clip that. And then you could just glue this right down in there. So if you took it, you could put a little bit of, just add a little bit of glue, and you could just stick it in there like that. And then we could stick another one where it's facing downward if we wanted to. I'm just not gluing it because I just don't know exactly where I want it yet. But so you would just go like that. So you kind of have one coming like up on an angle and one down on an angle. Of course, it won't stay because I didn't glue it, but I'm just going to stick that in there like that. And then I have just like little things. I found like little leaves. I have these cute little, there's like cute little, the green and white balls, the red balls. So if I were to take a couple of these, so I'll just take like one of these off and put some red ones with it. And if I wanted to add some of these like little leaves, you could add some of these in. Just take and just have fun with it. Take some different stuff. I'm just going to wrap these around each other. And again, we can kind of put that. You could stick a few of these in. Like I said, I'm just not gluing it just yet because I just don't know exactly how I want it, but I just want to show you like the different things that you can add here. So you could add stuff like that and put a, you know, put a few of those in there. You can add some of some frosted pine. You could add some of that stuff in there. So really you could make that however you wanted it. And if you didn't want to do, if you don't have a Cricut and don't want to do anything, you can, you know, buy bags that have a design already on it. You know, do different colors and play around with the mesh, do different types of colors that you want for the mesh. You know, you could do, if you wanted to do like a plaid like this, instead of doing this Christmas mesh, you could do a plaid mesh like that with the red and the black. So I just feel like there's so many possibilities with this. You can make a cute little grandma apron for, you know, grandmas as a great Christmas gift with their favorite colors in it. Or if they have like a favorite saying, you could put that on the bag and have the kids give it to grandma for Christmas or, you know, birthday or whatever. So I hope you guys, I know this one was confusing, and hopefully I'll do another one that'll be a little bit more streamlined for you. But this is the Mrs. Claus apron, and this will pair really nice with the Santa Claus that we just did prior to this. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me. I know this one was a little confusing because I screwed myself up. But I'm more than happy to, you know, go over anything with you on how to make it. I'll get some templates up, and I really hope you guys will get my boards and make your own. I would love to see other people's creations on these. Even if you come up with something totally different, I think there's just so many possibilities, and they're a great size. So they perfect for like a wall decor or the front door, or to put on wreath stands. Kind of goes along with the wedding dress and tuxedo I did. And like I said, I have others coming. I have an elf. I have an elf on the shelf, gingerbread man. I have a snowman and a snow girl. And oh, and I have a nutcracker. So I have those already made. I just have to get the supplies and the designs together. And then hopefully once I make a few of them, I'll be better at teaching them to you guys. So thanks again for joining me, and hope you guys were able to follow it and understood, and reach out to me with any questions. Boards are on my website. Most of the supplies are from Unique in the Creek. And if they're not, in stock with her. Usually Craft Outlet is my second place I look. Thanks again, guys. Have a great weekend, and I'll be popping on soon with some more creations for you. Have a great day. So we're going to start. Better about that. I thought I was really losing it.